How does my mom fare with questions about slasher movies and slasher movie villains? AKA, what the hell is wrong with my son, and where did I go wrong? What's up, all? You've got Rob from Terrorist Synth. Hi. Welcome back today as I ask my mom the final parts of her questions about slasher movies and slasher movie villains. If you have not checked out the first part of this yet, please make sure to go check that out up here. Now, to sum up the rules for this game really quickly before jumping in again, I'm going to be asking both my mom and dad during different videos about slasher movies and slasher movie villains. They can guess either one for 1 point, and we're going to see who can guess more and, what they remember from, me liking these movies growing up, because they're not really horror people. So along the way, I'm going to be helping them towards these answers, as well as giving them some background information about the movies and the plot. So that at the end, we're also going to get to see who gets annoyed by my shit quicker. And make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end of this video, because my mom surprises me with something that I didn't know was happening in this video at the end as well. So let's jump in. All right, so, okay.
Scream.
Yeah, so this, Scream is a movie, but this is not from Scream. So this is a young.
I know that one.
This is a younger girl. This is a young girl.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that's actually debatable. The character. Man, I'm gonna give the whole movie away here. All right, so the actress is a young girl.
Okay.
The confliction in this movie, spoiler alert, is that this is actually a young boy who throughout the whole movie was framed to be a young girl after an accident happened, where the sibling was killed and was left to this young boy being left to look like a young girl. And everybody was treating her like a young girl, treating him like a young girl, and got fed up. This all happened at a camp. So it was at a camp during the summer. And what kind of camp is there during the summer?
Summer camp.
What's someplace where you stay? What's that called?
Overnight camp?
Very close.
Sleepaway camp.
There you go.
Right.
Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp. So in Sleepaway Camp, the name of this character is Angela. And Angela is, the whole time, like I said, framed to be, treated like a girl, but it's actually a boy. And then it just gets kind of fed up with everybody treating her like that. And there's a lot more to the story, but without getting into everything.
Why would they do that?
Because what happened is when they were there was a boating accident where, him and his sister were, one of them got killed. It was actually two gay dads that had the two children, and this was kind of ground setting for the time it came out, which was like 1983, and it was a very different kind of story. And after the other sibling died, they went to go stay. He went to go stay with his aunt, and the aunt already had a son, and was just like, oh, well, now we need a daughter. And she was like a crazy person,
so she has to be a daughter.
So she was a crazy person, so like, okay, now we're gonna treat her like a daughter. And she also had some sort of weird medical degree too. So people kind of like believed it. Like it's very convoluted. It's actually a really interesting movie. And so like this is one of the scenes at the end of the movie where there's a shocking reveal that this is actually a boy.
A boy.
And the whole reveal has she's got like a dick out and everything. but
okay,
it's crazy. And
this might be why I don't like horror movies.
Yeah, it might be.
That's okay.
It might be. I don't know. I don't know where I got it from.
Could be. Whatever. Okay, move on.
All right. So this is so a lot of these movies, if you have similar plots.
Oh.
So there was a.
What is that?
So can you see it? Can you see
I
it?
can see it.
Okay.
But what is it?
So it's kind of like a jester mask,
Okay.
like on somebody with a sports jacket on.
Okay.
Right, in a high school hall.
So obviously it's in a high school.
Right, so it's in a high school. So this is one of the school ones, right?
Okay.
So and that plays towards the name. So this is in this movie there was a nerd who was teased by a lot of the other like jockey kids and stuff like that, and then they played a prank on him, which is this is kind of cannon fodder for the for this kind of movie. So played a prank on him and went wrong, right? So then
like Carrie.
Exactly.
Yep, I remember that one.
Exactly.
I got that.
Like Carrie.
I know some things.
Okay,
Yeah.
bump
Okay.
it.
All right, got it. Right.
So, like Carrie, exactly. So, so in this movie, this guy.
Is he gonna have a bucket of blood?
There's no bucket of blood in this one,
Alright,
but there's a lot of killing. He's very upset. He got burned. He got burned on his face with acid. So then ended up. So 10 years later.
So why did they burn him?
So it was a prank gone wrong. And they didn't think that he was going to get burned, but acid fell and then burned his face. And he was
That's worse than Carrie.
brought to the hospital and everything.
Yeah.
So then 10 years later, these kids that were involved in this get a fake invitation to a high school reunion, which is staged by him.
Which
so
is his.
Right. So then
Yeah,
they're there,
I got
and he's
it
taking
already.
revenge on them.
Yeah.
Right. So he's taking revenge on them, and so it's at a high school. And he does a lot of killing of them. What do you think the title for this movie could be? So the title for my channel for YouTube is Terror at Synth High, right? So what are the
Revenge at Synth High.
So not synth isn't part of it because that's
Okay.
only that's just my part that I put into it because of the music stuff and everything. But high, you got right. So something else. So something high.
Not revenge.
Revenge would be a good idea. So,
Revenge.
but what?
High.
Something high.
High massacre.
So something high. So what would he be doing? He'd be killing people, right? So that would be what? Not a massacre, but something like that. So not massacre high, but starts with an S.
Slasher high.
Very close, very close.
Slashing high.
What's when there's a when there's an abundance of
Slasher?
Slaughter high. That's right, slaughter high.
Got it.
So yeah, and this guy's name is Marty. And Marty takes revenge, and then he starts losing his mind while he's taking revenge on these people too.
Poor
So
Marty.
yeah, a lot of things, bad things happening to people that are
Poor Marty.
up, and a lot of the same stories too.
He should
If
have
we're
met-
quite honest.
He should have met Carrie. And they would have been good. If Marty met Carrie, that, could have
When
been...
Marty met Carrie.
There you go. Could have been a good movie. It would have worked out better.
I almost feel like ending it here, folks. This is
Okay,
that's
see?
that's
They're going to set a precedent. Okay. All right. You have to create that. There you go.
Are you gonna give me that money?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Right.
Okay.
To be continued.
All right.
We don't have that money. Okay, so this is an easy one.
Leprechaun, I know that one. I got it right away. I know it. Hey, well, I'm
Leprechaun.
Irish. What do you want?
Yes.
Leprechaun, I know that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's clearly a leprechaun, right?
Absolutely.
So that movie came. That was a
I know
little bit
that.
after.
I knew that movie too.
Did you watch that one?
Yep, I did.
Yeah, that was a funny one, right? Because that was mixing a lot of like the 80s slasher kind of stuff
Absolutely.
when it became the
I got
90s,
it.
and they did a lot more of
Yep.
it. You don't care about that. It's called Leprechaun.
Right. I got that one right away. Knew that one.
Excellent.
My Irish background.
Excellent. Okay.
Santa Claus.
So yeah, we actually just rewatched this last night. This is one of Jessica's favorites, actually.
Okay.
She really likes this one. It's a really good one. So this movie is actually very psychological, and it's about a as a kid. It's sad again, but as a kid, this guy witnessed his mom and dad getting killed by someone dressed as Santa Claus. There was a thug that pulled over the car, that had like kind of like flagged down the car that they were in, and then was trying to rob them and assaulted them and killed them. So then he ended up in an orphanage, and so the name of this movie is it goes kind of on a famous Christmas carol. It's
Scrooge?
no, but it's Silent Night.
Holy Night.
So Silent Night is the first part. And then what other kind of night would be a thing where somebody is killed instead of Holy Night?
Horror Night.
Close, but what happens? So Silent Night, blank night.
Night.
And this guy grows up as a kid in this orphanage, And then he's actually forced to put on a Santa costume because he ends up working at a department store. And it's actually the perfect storm for this guy, which is very unfortunate. I'll give you his name. His name is actually Billy. And he ends up going to this department store, and like nobody's really aware in the department store really of his past descriptively, but they're just like, oh, somebody needs to play Santa Claus, and like they make him play Santa Claus, and he's he's got all these conflictions in his mind, as well as how he was brought up in a very a very harsh nun environment, like in the orphanage. So it was a Christian orphanage. But anyway, so it's Silent Night, blank night. Things happen where people die. Obviously, by his hand. He's conflicted even when he's doing the killings, but Silent Night, D night. I don't know if I'm doing
Dark Night?
hints here or not, but not dark. What happens? People die.
Dreadful Night.
Very close. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Deadly Night. Okay.
Very. You pretty much had that.
Okay. I don't think so. Okay. Anyway.
That's fine.
All right.
All right, last one, Mom. All right, you know this. You know who this is. This is a killer doll.
Not Chucky.
That's Chucky.
Is that
Chucky? Yes, that's
I've
Chucky.
seen Chucky differently. Okay.
Yeah,
I do know Chucky.
Yeah, he's changed
That's a bad
over the years.
picture of Chucky. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
This is from the first movie. And,
Chucky. Okay,
some
know
of the,
Chucky.
Some of the images have changed throughout the years. So yeah, that's Chucky. And
He's got big blue eyes now.
Yeah, and that one he definitely does, and they're very pronounced in that as well. Well, I think it did pretty damn well. But I thought this was pretty fun.
Okay. Anyway.
Well.
How did this happen?
What, this?
Anyway.
You mean, how did this happen?
No, all this interest in horror stuff. But I think it started when you were a lot younger.
Yeah.
So
when do you remember me being first interested in horror?
I was going to say, I remember when we used to, you said it was when you were at the hotel and Dad showed you the pictures.
In horror movies, when I saw part of The Exorcist I remember that it was in the hotel in Pennsylvania.
You said that in Pennsylvania.
That was one
but
of my
I
videos.
remember when we used to.
She watches my videos.
I know, I actually do. Yeah, but I remember you did that.
You guys should too.
But I remember that when we used to go to the library and you were little,
yes,
you used to always be infatuated by the books that were on horror.
Yeah, like those orange covered, like
those
slim books with like Dracula and
like this one. Like your birthday, another birthday present for today. This is a Frankenstein horror movie, and they had Crestwood House Press, and they would produce all these horror movies. And they had all these books.
I remember this very well.
I know. You used to take every one of these out. Dracula, Wolfman, The Blog, all of these movies that you used to take these out. And you were like maybe 7, 8 years old. I used to go to the library and pick out Beatrix Potter and all these cutesy things. And whenever you got to pick out your own books, this is what you picked out. So this is for you. I found one of the original horror movies.
I would hug you if it wasn't for COVID right now. Let's do a little side hug.
I'm going to hug you anyway. I'm going to hug you. But,
I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, that worked out. That was.
I know.
Exactly. This is amazing, and this is one of the actual books.
Yep, that you
this
got
is
in
one of
the
the
library.
actual books that I took
out of the library. Yep.
Oh my God.
And that's a library. It's not Albert Wisner where we used to go, but it is an original library book.
And you weren't able to get this from them?
I got it on eBay. I was able to get it on eBay, but
well, folks, my video
items.
Sucks in comparison. Oh, Jesus.
My
video sucks. I'm already ruining it.
That's one of the original books you used to take out when you were
in comparison to this is
8 years old.
This is amazing.
You were.
It's amazing.
So it was in.
And that's where you remember. And that is where I remember.
That's what you did.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Even before doing me seeing the movies. I was always interested, even when it was just going down and seeing those things and seeing them on the shelf. And I remember that in Albert Wisner Library, just going downstairs and just seeing these on the shelf and just seeing how, like, oh, this is something crazy I haven't seen before, and like, oh, what are these people that look, so different,
Exactly, And you took out every one of them. There was Dracula and Frankenstein and Wolfman and the Blob. And
well, this ended better than I could have ever imagined.
Okay, whatever.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome,
I love
darling.
you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was excellent. Thank you so much.
That was cool. Yeah, I found that.
I told you, she's adorable. How awesome is that? How thoughtful of a gift is that? Thank you very much, Mom. So I think she did a really good job, actually, of coming together with some answers. Let's see how my dad does in the next part of this. His approach to video is definitely different than my mom's was. So check that out. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and please hitting that bell if you will too. It really helps me out a lot. And also, let me know, is this something you would do with your parents? Is this how do you think they'd respond to it? I'd like to know, because I think this is a good influence of horror, right? To see how not only horror influenced you, but how, what do your parents think about it? I think when my mom kept seeing me go down to that horror section in the library and picking out books, she knew at an early age something was up, right? So she'd be like, oh, look, oh, Hardy Boys, why don't we check that out? Dracula again, huh? Oh, wow, we read that one already. Frank the Blob, oh, okay. All right, just meet me up front in a minute. He's gonna have a rough go of it.